And welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin. And I am joined by, it's been a long time, but my good friend Percy.
Sup, man? I've missed you. I have missed you.
Well, we take these opportunities where we can find them. We both work shift and we both work opposite shifts. And we managed to couple in a short period of time because I had some time off. But somehow we managed to get this night off.
Yeah, it's synced up again. It probably will for like the next 2 weeks, and then we'll be completely out for like a month and a half again.
Yeah, but I've got a whole week off coming up soon as well. So
nice.
But this episode is WTF happened to AFI. It started out as a conversation I had with Percy, so this one was a little off the cuff. I was on night shift. I was flicking through Blabbermouth, and I must have been really bored for me to be flicking through Blabbermouth. But it is pretty handy for any news and anything going on. And I saw, AFI have got a new album coming out, and they've got a new video. I hadn't heard AFI. I gave up on AFI around the time of Miss Murder.
Yep.
I thought, I wonder if wonder what they're up to. And I watched their new video, and halfway through it, I just messaged Percy saying, what the fuck has happened to AFI? Which kicked off a conversation. And I think we've then decided we are going to find out what the hell happened to AFI. So we're going to go back to the beginning, and we're going to do it album by album and retrace our steps.
Yeah.
So tonight we are doing a retrospective look at the first AFI album, Answer That and Stay Fashionable. So I suppose going through their back catalogue, they do kind of go through different phases. I mean, they never really started off as a full-on gothic punk band.
No, definitely not. They seem to want to push that idea, though, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, if you look at their forums, it's all very the gothic side, but this is obviously like a hardcore punk album.
Yeah. I mean, even the second album, Very Proud of You, has got like a cartoon artwork.
Yeah.
I suppose it started on the third album.
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely agree with that one.
But then when the guitarist Jade, I forget the guy's name now.
Jade Pugent.
He joined on Black Sails of the Sunset, didn't he? Now, that was when I jumped onto AFI around the Black Sun Sails.
Yeah.
Black Sails in the Sunset.
Exactly.
Era.
Yeah. I'd love to say I was there earlier, but no, I'm a Black Sails boy.
I got that, I think it was like a punk compilation, actually. And it was God Called In Sick Today was the first song I ever heard. And I remember thinking, how the fuck is this a hardcore band?
Yeah. I mean, that song is so good. I mean, it's one of the
song, but it was just like with all this hardcore and punk on this album, and all of a sudden this was thrown in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It was a bit, whoa, what's this?
It's also that was one of the first songs that I learned to play on guitar as well.
Yeah.
Because it was
definitely a punk song, but
yeah.
When I saw that they were playing a gig in Stamping Ground was the opening band.
Yeah.
The fuck. But obviously I got into them eventually, and I got into them. But then it was the next album, The Art of Drowning, when I really ran with them, got into them. And those two albums, I still think are the band's crowning achievements.
100%.
And then they went on and did the Sing the Sorrow, which to me was a natural progression. I think it was them fully exploring an element of their sound, the gothic element. They just went full whole hog on it. And I think if they did that and went, like, we've done that now, and then applied that by going back into the punk and hardcore, I think they would have hit a happy medium. But it seemed... I mean, that album, that was a really ambitious album, and I think it was an album they needed to do just to sort of push as far as they could go on a song.
That was their first album on a major label, isn't it? I remember reading, because they were signed to Nitro.
Astoria, didn't we?
They were signed to Nitro, yeah. And
then they went away for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they come back,
with
and
Miss
it
Murder.
was like, off of Miss Murder was I didn't really listen to the album, to be honest. That single kind of put me off.
That single is bollocks. That came out at the same time I think that
American
Green
Idiot.
Day had the resurgence, and it was very similar.
Because the guy from Green Day was like a fat middle-aged man who was past it, and then he just went away and came back as this 20-year-old goth.
Yeah.
That my sister's mates fancied, and they're all 7 years younger than me.
Yeah. Suddenly,
like,
it's cool to like Green
Day. It became like this heartthrob. Yeah. It's like, even when Green Day, like in the Dookie, no one fancied.
No.
And but yeah, all of a sudden, these teenage girls are into this band that I was kind of over, that I was listening to when I was in school, and they all think the singer's fit. It's like, the fuck is going on? But then, was this around the time My Chemical Romance came out as well?
I think they were.
That was the sort of. That was the.
It was that kickstart of kind of.
And then they brought out and that Miss Murder. I was just like, I see where you're going, but yeah, this is the stop I get off. Good luck, lads.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to see what they were up to, and so I thought, well, let's jump, And it's just like, oh my god, they're just completely unrecognisable.
No, it's not AFI. There's nothing.
It's like a different lineup. It's the same lineup.
Yeah, exactly. It's still got Jade, Hunter, and I think Adam is the fucking drummer. Who gives a shit about the drummer though?
Yeah, but he's an awesome drummer. He's the only one apart from Davey that's on the first album. And that bass player, fucking hell, the bass he can do on those early albums.
Mate, yeah, the bass in the opening track on Art of Drowning, Lost Souls.
Yes, Lost Souls, and there's another song on that. Oh, where's it open?
Mate, he knows his way up over it. And watching him play, it's so effortless.
Yeah.
As well, man. Like I remember seeing him live and really focusing on him to see if he pulls it off live or if it was just kind of studio magic. Does he cheat live?
Yeah.
No, he fucking doesn't. That guy is great on bass. He's also really nice. I met him.
Yeah, so surely on what they're playing now, he must be frustrated.
That's it. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't play bass like that and then just goes down to...
Yeah, exactly. But I know Davey and Jade have a couple of side projects, don't they? Their big one's called Black Audio, which is very synth heavy. It reminds me of... Do you remember the hardcore band American Nightmare? Who I think they eventually changed their name to Give Up the Ghost.
Yes, I remember them.
Yeah, he's done the same thing. So he was like utter fucking dirty hardcore. I mean, AMPM, that track, that opening track. Yeah. He does like synth music now, and it's very kind of it's exactly what you'd expect if I was to say gothic synth.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot typecast it any more than that. It's droning. I'm sure people love it, but I can't enjoy that. Even though I appreciate this guy's got an amazing voice, that is a shit side thing. But I don't understand where all of this comes from. Like, there's a lot of bands that kind of move into this weird synth thing. Even Nathan from Boy Sets Fire, his side project when it initially started was, very kind of synth heavy.
He's got a couple of projects as well, hasn't he?
Well, he does, but he doesn't now. He's basically condensed all of his side projects into what he calls the Nathan Collective, which to me sounds so fucking egotistical. But he's let me down as a person anyway, man. Let's not talk about him as a person. He annoys me. He, there's very few artists that I can agree with 100% lyrically, but then personally is the complete opposite.
All right. Well, we'll get into that in another show.
I think so. I think a Voice It's Fire retrospective is definitely
Yeah, I've got a love hate. I don't really like everything by Boy Sets Fire. The stuff I do like, I really like.
Yep.
But they're not a band that I necessarily need everything by them.
Yeah. I mean, I love Boy Sets Fire.
I would find they had like an album that would have like 4 fucking amazing songs, but the rest of the album would have been shit.
Yeah.
But those 4 songs are so good that you'd forgive it.
Carry it.
And
yeah.
And
I mean,
I think their crowning achievement was their last album. I don't even know if it's their last album because I was there on their farewell tour.
Yeah, we were there. Yeah,
you were there with me.
Yeah.
Was that the LA tour or the Garage? I can't remember now.
I think it was the Garage, man. It was that funny place.
I'm sure we saw them. We saw them on that tour, and then again on the farewell tour. Yeah, it might have been the Garage.
Yeah, and I think we've seen them a few times since, right? We went to see them when they came back.
I don't think I went to that.
No. I've seen them I've seen them every time they've come over because it's Boy Sets Fire, and
Yeah.
As you know, it's one of the few bands I've got tattooed. I've got Boy Sets Fire on me. Like I've got their album artwork tattooed on my leg. I love Boy Sets Fire. I love the albums. I've got Forever Comes Today. I think Tomorrow Comes Today tattooed on my leg. Like I love that album. It's fucking solid. But him, Nathan, I just can't get on board with him, man. Even when we met him, he was a bit weird, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, because that's right.
You asked him about his tattoo. Fire,
and then we come back to the Underworld. Yeah, we saw him at the Underworld with his new band.
Yeah. The Casting Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw the Casting Out, and they all turned up in fucking suits, which is... But you know, we were speaking to him, and you were asking about, you know, he had some really nice tattoos, and he mugged you off. Like he was really rude to you. I remember.
I kind of said to him, "Mind if I look at your arm? What you got there, man? That looks nice or something." And he just went, "Man, I got a lot."
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't particularly pissed off about that, though, to be honest.
I think I was annoyed for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know, this is someone just trying to start a conversation, like
trying to get away in.
Yeah, you know, it's like, oh yeah, man, like, you know, I've got this because of, you know, how easy would that have been?
Yeah.
Considering he's all very kind of DIY, let's get a team together. But anyway, open your answer that and stay fashionable.
Yeah.
So we've got to be proud of this because obviously they use a comic. You know, the name is from the comic strip, which is an old BBC comedy sketch show. Ade Edmondson, Rick Mao, all of the fucking... If you grew up in the 80s and 90s and you watched real comedy, like the old sketch shows, your Bottom, your Young Ones, you knew the people in this.
We used to make British comedy. Now we just have panel shows where we make snidey, smarmy comments and everything ends in the Tories, the government, and Trump, and no one actually tells any jokes.
No, nothing that
we used to do comedy.
Yeah, we not only did we used to do comedy, we used to fucking smash comedy.
Yes,
you know.
Yeah. I think the stuff we did that was. The stuff that rose to the top was really good, but I think there was a lot of shit that we forgot about as well.
Yeah, I mean, but you're going to get that with everything, right? Like, you know, I'm sure It Ain't Half Hot Mum hasn't aged particularly well. Because
no, I guess not.
But that was, you know, that's like saying
there was
maybe
only
the Darling Buds of May hasn't. The Darling, you know, that was a different thing. When I'm talking about comedy, I am talking about kind of comic strip level, you know, the...
Well, it's what started out as the Young Ones. It was the same group of people, wasn't it? And then they moved on to the comic strip.
Yeah. And
it was a bit like Monty Python, wasn't it? Because
it was very abstract.
Yeah, well, the way I say, well, it was a bit like Monty Python. So out of the 3 Monty Python, like Monty Python was a sketch show, but then they did the films.
Yeah.
The Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning Life they're not connected in any way apart from the fact that they're Monty Python. And comic strip used to be it used to be a certain project, didn't it? And then they'd completely start again, and it was always Comic Strip Presents, wasn't it?
Yeah. And did you know Comic Strip occurred recently?
I know there was one. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. Yeah, I didn't know. What in the last 5 years or?
Let me have a. I'm just gonna. I'm sure there was a recent one, like really recent, and I remember watching it and thinking this was shit. 2016. 2016.
Oh right, as recent as that. No.
Yeah. And it was dog shit. It was
after all that, yeah. But I was thinking, I wonder what Answer That and Stay Fashionable actually meant. And then it got to the end of the like sort of second from last song, and you got that sample.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was from Comic Strip either. I was going to ask actually what that was from.
Yeah.
It sounded like you were McGregor at one point.
I think it's actually Aid that says it.
Yeah.
When you listen to it, like.
I've got Comic Strip in mind. It'll probably fall into place.
But yeah, fucking great. As an album, very strange, because you can tell that they're really trying to go for the hardcore punk sound, but there's like 3 or 4 songs in this which are kind of almost Blink-182-esque comedy written.
Yeah, I mean that was the thing as well. I was thinking, there's you getting upset because they're not doing the goth punk thing anymore, but we've got a song about cereal wars.
Yeah.
Like the big play on words, naming a load of different cereals.
Yeah. Do I look like a fucking squirrel to you?
Yeah. Funny enough, because the guy, he's a vegan now.
Yeah. I want to get a mohawk.
I want to get a mohawk, but my mum won't let me. I remember that one from back in the day.
And the other one for me was High School Football Hero. Yeah,
the bonus track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to me, I mean, I've totally lost touch of it, and one thing with speaking to you is kind of got me back into it a lot. But I mean, I think a good hardcore album should be a half-hour slab.
Yep.
And I think this is a really snotty, obnoxious album.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yep.
The thing with I think the main thing with it, the driving force is the drums. I think the drums on this album are fucking phenomenal. Especially, I mean, he must have had a small kit at the time.
Yeah.
On a shoestring budget as well.
Mind you, it was recorded in a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Was this one on Nitro? I think it was re-released on Nitro. I don't think it was.
Oh, okay, all right, fair enough. I just saw Nitro as so it was reissued on Nitro. So I don't know who
Wingnut, which
and but the main thing is it's the drums and the vocals. I think Davy's vocals carry the song rather than the riffs driving the song. The
artwork is boring.
I don't really think we'll get to the artwork, but there's no real catchy riffs in this. There's no like standout hooks.
Sorry, I did say the guitar work is boring.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said artwork.
No.
Yeah, you know, like with Rise Against, you can tell the difference when they lost. Dan, what's his name from 88 Finger Louie? He had his own style.
Yeah, when they lost Dan, because Dan was very keen on the did you call it octaves?
I don't know.
You know, it was very kind of riff, and then it
was very like dang, 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 dang. You know, it was very fast, very very frantic. But then he would throw in some hooks. You know, it'd be a And that's the thing with this album. It's very the songs are like a minute and 10 seconds long, so everything's very, move on. It kind of whoa, bang, next song. We're back into it again. But there just wasn't a lot of standout riffs or standout hooks.
No, In fact, it was mainly, as you say, the bassist was probably the one that explored it most, especially in stuff like Rizzo in the Box, where he did kind of get to go all over the bass line. You can hear it, and they obviously focus on that. You can hear the bass sample go up just to kind of let you know, oh yeah, there is a bassist and he is exploring his friend.
Yeah. But with that being said, there's a lack of standout tracks, but the album does flow nicely and it does work nicely as an album to listen to as a whole. This is a good half hour or 40 minutes of snotty, obnoxious amateur punk. And it's a good debut album because there are some classic albums that are debut albums, but generally speaking, a good debut album is meant to be a statement of intent.
Yeah.
And it should just... You get a vibe of what the band are about and what they're at least going for. If you get that, then it's a good debut album. Yeah. If you're Iron Maiden or the Sex Pistols, or I'm thinking of a band that came out of the gate with a classic debut album, then okay, that's a different story. But...
Linkin Park, let's go with that, right? So their debut album. I know neither of us are Linkin Park fans.
But it blew out the park.
It was a mission statement.
Yeah, but so sometimes you get a classic, and sometimes that's a blessing and a curse because you're forever held to that debut album that you can never move on from. So I think maybe releasing a classic album as your third or maybe your fourth album is actually good in the long run because you've got that solid ground, and then you've catapulted off. I remember reading an interview once with Pete Townsend. He said, good reviews across the board can be just as damaging for your career as bad reviews across the board. At least like bad reviews you can recover from. These were shit, but they're fucking good now.
Yeah.
But this is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And you can only ever be brilliant from that point.
Yeah. So... A mate of mine once told me, I think he was talking about the Arctic Monkeys, one of those shitty bands, the indie pop bands that turned up. Basically, they'd record a load of songs that really fit with that kind of album, and they'd hold on to a load and put them in the next albums over and over and over, so that all their albums kind of still retain that sound from the first album.
Yeah.
Which it does make you wonder how many bands do sit on a track for God knows how many years, maybe a decade. They've been fiddling with this for, 10 years and, okay, now it's time to release that as a track. And this was made back when we released fucking, I don't know, Very Proud of Ya. But now is the time that it can come forward.
Funnily enough, I just did a retrospective video for Morbid Angel, and they actually recorded their debut album and scrapped it because the band broke up basically. And with a new lineup, so their first album was scrapped, and then they recorded what is now known as their debut album, and that original album got reissued 2 or 3 albums down the line. And listening to it, it's a very good album, but you can still see the sort of the beginnings of the band, and there's songs in there that they're familiar, but you can tell they're the sort of prototype.
Yeah.
And it does make you think, well, if they released this first, what would the band have done? But let me just get the notes up, and I think it's up until maybe their 4th album. Where they were re-recording songs. It's the 3 songs from this album end up on the first album, another 3. Some of them they changed the name, some of them they re-thing, but up until their 5th album.
Really?
Yeah, only 1 song on it was never re-recorded or reused, but 3 songs on the first album, 3 songs on the second album, 2 on the first, and even their 3rd album had 2 songs from their EP that they released in between, and there was even 1 song ended up on their 5th album. So there's isn't there solo that Dimebag Darrell used as well in Pantera, which he like originally wrote when he was 19 or something.
Oh, really?
He never quite mastered it though.
Yeah.
He was always working on it, and it was only then when it was actually right. Now's the time to use it.
I found where it goes.
But there's footage of him like back in the early 80s where he's doing a solo and he starts playing it then. So it's like fucking hell, he was using it all that time. So I don't know what you want to do. Do you want to go through it track by track? I mean,
I think so. I think yeah, it's an easy format to follow, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's not really. It's not going to take long.
It's not going to take long. It's a 28-minute album, which is, as you say, exactly what you want from a punk album. The first track's a minute and 30, two of a kind.
Yeah.
Standard. This is your standard hardcore punk. They don't do anything crazy. It is just quick and dirty. I think it's also a very good showcase of Davey's voice back then, isn't it?
Yeah. You got a bit, even then as well. You got a big chorus that I wanna see you play.
Yeah.
But it's that singing along, isn't it? It's a harmonised.
And that's what. Yeah. And I think they've never lost that. That's one of the few things. Even their latest albums, they nail the hooks. That's what AFI can do. Davey knows how to do that. His voice is fucking good. Even back here, you can tell that this guy has got a good vocal range. Lyric-wise, not a bad one actually. If you actually look at the lyrics for this song, compared to some of the other tracks, this is a solid written effort. I mean, yeah, he's just verse, chorus, chorus. There's nothing much going on. But this, if they were to do this now, lyrically, it'd fit in with what they're doing.
Yeah.
Still.
I wonder, do they? I mean, I don't know how up to date you are with the band, but I mean, is anything from this era played live?
I haven't seen them since. I want to say the White Album. What was the White Album? Miss Murder, that one.
Oh, right.
I say it looks white.
I properly looked into was Sing the Sorrow.
I saw them after that, right? And I saw them with a girlfriend at the time, and it was we got sit-in tickets for AFI.
What venue was that?
I think this was the Astoria or the LA2. LA1 or LA2, I'm sure of it.
Well, the last time we saw LA2, well, I think we had seats. We were just upstairs, but everyone was. You sort of stood at a stall, didn't you? Didn't you
this was proper sitting. This was seats. You know what? It might have been Brixton. It might have been sitting at Brixton.
No, they were big then to be playing Brixton. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this was, as I say, Miss Murder. This was.
Did they open with "Through Are Bleeding, We Are One"?
They did, and it made me happy because
they did open with that. Oh, all right, cool.
I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting to be really disappointed. They didn't touch much on anything old. I'm not gonna lie.
They opened with Forever, didn't they? And it was good because it was a.
Now they don't.
So much, what are they going to open with? It was like, what are they going to play second? Like, what are they going to lead into?
Yeah. But yeah, now I think they open with that stupid xylophone intro song from the Miss Murder album. And it's,
fuck those! Yeah, I don't know what
dog shit. But yeah, I'll tell you what. Every time I've seen them live, they've blown me away. They've been really good. It's just a shame that what they're putting out now is utter toss.
And who's listening to it? That's what I don't.
That's what I don't get. It's not. I tell you,
is there a bunch of AFI fans that thinks the old stuff sucks and they just like the new stuff? Like, who are they playing to?
Exactly. And the worst thing is, right? It's not bad. Like for us, it's shit. But musically, it's all right. I've listened to the recent albums, and I'd say there's a couple of tracks on it that kind of hint that it's still AFI, but it's not. and it never will be. But again, it's one of these fucking bands that always put out in the interviews, oh, we're going back to our roots, there's going to be some fast songs and you're going to love it. And what it is at one point, you know, he almost coughs out a scream. And it's like, yeah, that'll keep the old fans happy.
Yeah.
It's this Rise Against all over. But somehow worse than Rise Against, because they've really gone pop, haven't they, AFI? But let's try and keep, because we are so bad together, man, because we bounce too far around.
Right, so half empty bottle.
Right, half empty bottle. Let me have a. Okay, this is like punk by the numbers, isn't it? Like that chorus, smash it up.
I've just got to say one thing. I don't think I've actually listened to this album all the way through. I actually sat down and listened to it properly since we decided to do this. I remember you having it at your house, and I don't think I've actually bought this album, but I'm actually tempted to. I have enjoyed this album. It kind of sounds like I haven't so far, but no, I do like it.
It's a solid album. It's not AFI. If you know.
It's not the AFI I would go on to know, but I can kind of see where they're going. Yeah. Definitely.
This is. I mean that chorus, you know, smash it up, break it down, bring it down to the ground. It's standard Offspring, you know, Sex Pistols, you know, fuck the world, you know, that kind of the thing. It's a good song, but it's very forgettable.
Yeah.
Like. I can't imagine anyone. Oh, this fucking track, skip it. But I also can't imagine anyone going, yeah, man, I've got an AFI tattoo. I've got fucking
the lyrics to
half empty bottle of my, you know.
Right. So, Yarf Rendenman, whatever it's called.
I like this. This is one of the
track.
Yeah, this is one of the standout ones, and I think this is one of the ones where you really get to hear the bass guitar as well.
Yeah, it's quite melodic as well. The bass.
Yeah, definitely. Not a lot going on with the chorus. It's very simple, but you know, we listen to hardcore punk, bruv. Like we're not expecting anything too far out of the realms of 4x4, are we? And lyrically, it's a bit dull. I'm going to say this is one of my favourite early AFI songs.
Yeah.
Like he's obviously upset about something. I can relate to the lyrics on this one. This is a good This is a good kind of getting over a broken friendship / relationship song.
Yeah.
Which, you know, a lot of later AFI songs really left up to interpretation, isn't it?
Yeah, the later stuff was. I mean, I thought he wrote some great lyrics later on, but yeah, it was a little bit. I think that's quite clever when people do that, though. I think the perfect lyrics are perfectly vague.
Yeah, in fact, yeah. You know what? I'm going to do it. Rookie by Boy Sets Fire. What's that song about?
I know what you think it's about. Yeah, but it could be anything, innit?
Exactly, right?
I never guessed this could be you. It could be me. I guess you never do till it's happening to you. I remember the fucking words now. I haven't heard that in a long time.
This is the test, man.
Get up, engage. Something.
Now I'm sick and I'm derailed.
Used to be so easy. Oh, I used to be a lot like you.
Now
I'm only me. Yeah.
Broken teeth and life unsung. Yeah. I used to be a pro at this. Now I've broken my own wrist.
Yeah.
Rotten teeth, life unsung. You'll forget me when I'm gone. It's like that fits so many scenarios, right?
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, I'm alone. I'm growing, but it's also, you know, it can be seen many different ways, and that's how AFI is. I'm going to say was middle. I don't know. They're new songs. It's just bollocks. Lyrically, I listen to lyrics and I'm like, you know, you're just literally finding words that rhyme. But early AFI was very kind of matter of state, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So moving on to the fun song, I Want a Mohawk, but my mum won't let me get one. I think I see this as a bit of a play on punk in general.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, I want to... it's suburban kids getting into punk, isn't it? It's that whole... Kind of predicted the whole, what Americans call, sort of hot topic.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
before Hot Topic was cool, this was... This definitely kind of pushed that out there. Yeah, I listen to the Misfits every single day. I want to ride my skate. I want to go out late. I want to more. Mama, let me get one. It's very 100%. It's one of those songs that if Sum 41 or Blink 182 wrote it,
you'd hate it.
But it'd probably do better.
Yeah.
If Blink 182 covered this in their Enema of the State years, this song would have been fucking mental huge.
What was the has time been to Sum 41, by the way?
Right.
Do they suck?
Chuck?
No, you know.
Do you
remember this? I remember that first album when it came out. I don't want to waste my time. Da-na-na-na-na. I thought it was a good fun song, and they did the whole heavy metal thing at the end.
Yeah, so that was their second album.
Yeah.
So they released Half Hour of Power, which got them big, but not really over here. We got All Killer No Filler. That was their big one.
Yeah.
That was where they exploded. Then they released Does This Look Infected, which was very much the same.
Blew up, yeah.
Yeah. After that, they released an album called Chuck. Now, Chuck is my favourite Sum 41 album, and it's also very interesting because they were playing in like Vietnam or something, and they actually got taken hostage, like legitimately.
Oh, right.
And that album, Chuck, is the name of the guy, the first American or Canadian or soldier that got them out of that prison. Like, Chuck is a person, and it was someone that kind of got them out of that kind of...
I know they
POW.
kind of went serious. They dropped the whole snotty, smart-ass kid thing, and it was pretty much career suicide.
Yeah, but Chuck is an album of stolen riffs. Right, you listen to that album, it's very much the Disturbed opening album of stolen riffs, but what they do with it is mental good. Chuck is, in my opinion, Chuck is the highlight of them. That's
the underrated, because it's funny. It's like, I remember sort of hating the band because that was the thing to do at the time. But I remember that first single, that I Don't Want to Waste. I remember it being a fun video, and I remember it being quite funny.
Yeah, they smashed it, you know.
You could clearly play.
Yeah.
And it was, I was listening to something the other day, and it was basically saying the word naff. We've fucking totally gone off on one here. We always do. He's saying basically how naff is a very British word. Like, no one knows the word naff.
Yeah.
But he said, like, and he was like, what makes naff music? Like, what's naff?
Yeah.
And, like, people were replying, and he was playing videos of, what people were suggesting. And he brought up a fucking Westlife video, and it was a cover of Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
And he fucking said, you know, when someone just nails something and you just remember it, you just knock that on the head. And he went, do you remember when boy bands were the only thing there was to hate?
Yeah.
Life was better then, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, when someone just sums it up. And I was just thinking about it then. It's like, do you remember when Blink 182 and Sum 41 they were the problem?
Yeah. Well, it's like
they were commercial. The bastards.
The guy
they were successful.
Yeah.
You know.
The guy that does my tattoos.
Yeah.
He is a massive fan of Linkin Park.
Yeah.
And
I've got a lot of respect for someone who admits they're a fan of Linkin Park, because you wouldn't have found. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, but you know, he's younger than.
That is the most rebellious thing you can say.
Yeah.
Is I like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But then you know, he's younger than us, so he grew up when Linkin Park were the gateway, I guess. So, and it's weird how the people that grew up with Linkin Park, very few of them kind of grew out of it. They stick with Linkin Park are a decent band, which is, you know, fair enough. You know, I don't think anyone can say that they're shit at what they do. They put out poppy.
The thing with Linkin Park were marketed as a metal band, and they weren't. It was as simple as that. And metalers hated them because they were buying their Metal Hammer or putting on MTV2, the fucking metal channel. That was like, right, this is my one place where I get to get away from everything.
This is my salvation.
This is mine. And now you fuckers are shoving this down my throat. I got it. That was what people... And not only that, they went from a small upcoming band, hey, check this band out. So, bang! They were fucking massive. They went
overnight. They were everywhere.
And that first year, it was just like, I'm fucking sick of them. You were just sick of the sight of them.
Yeah.
That's all it was. And then their later stuff sounded like fucking U2. That didn't help.
Well, that's it. They found that.
But the big problem was we were being told that this was a metal album, and it clearly wasn't a metal album.
No. Had influences of, definitely. I don't think it even fit in nu metal, really.
I'll tell you what, I think it's a great album, that first album, from a production point of view. I think if you're getting into production side of things...
Yeah, I reckon even now...
Study that out.
Yeah, considering what's that album, 20 years?
Yeah, fucking hell, feel old now, yeah. Anyway, right, let's get... This is the...
Yeah, so track 5.
We're on track 5 of a 28-minute...
Brownie Bottom Sunday.
Yeah.
What a shit name for a track.
What's the lyrics about that? You don't know, do you?
Yeah.
Little bass intro though.
Yeah.
This is a different bass player and guitarist on this album.
That's right. Yeah, this isn't Jade and this isn't Hunter. So yeah, as you say, the only two. Although from the album cover, it looks like it's Hunter, but that ain't Hunter. This isn't a bad song, actually. If it wasn't for a really shit name, I'd probably like this song a little bit more.
Yeah. Again,
I'm feeling.
It's kind of hard, really, because again, this. Where the song's all like a minute long and they're just like little sections of like one big long song.
Yeah.
And all I can really, without repeating myself, I just think the two main factors are Davey Havok knows how to write a good vocal line.
Yeah.
Good vocal melody and a good vocal hook. He knows how to write a chorus. I mean, he was obviously very young when he wrote this album.
Yeah.
He knows how to write a chorus. But the, rather than the guitars, riffs, driving, it's the drums that are driving.
Yeah.
And so you've got these fucking immense drums. You've got these really good soaring vocals carrying everything, and the guitars are just kind of filling in the gaps.
Yeah.
And the bass player on this album is very competent, though. I mean, I think
100%
was a good replacement, and he's great now. But I think this guy laid the ground for him.
Yeah. There's no way you'd look at this album and go, need to swap out that bassist.
No, the bassist is very good. And a lot of basses on this style of music are very good as well, I find.
Yeah. A very average, good track.
Yeah.
I'd never go, oh, that's shit. Track 6, we're looking at The Checkered Demon.
Good little rolling song, that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Then it speeds up a little bit.
A very fast song, even by AFI standards as well. I'm surprised at how quick that song is, thinking about it. The drummers definitely getting a workout on that album, aren't they?
Yeah.
Very strange intro to it, though. I don't know what that intro's from. It's almost like German or something. I don't fucking know. I've never bothered to look into it, but at the very beginning opening, there's some kind of
the sample.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But going on to Serial Wars, I think this is my favourite song on the album.
I think
this reminds me, this was that opening, that dan, and that basic dun, 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 dun. It just reminds me of those like comedies, those sort of grungy, punky, indie comedies. I'm thinking Mallrats, Clerks.
Yeah, 100%.
You know that era of films.
You know what? This is the kind of song that I'd imagine Offspring would release.
Yeah, like, I'm trying to think of some other ones. Biodome, I guess. Wayne's World.
Yeah.
You know those comedies where it was always that punky, grungy dropout main character that's girlfriend dumps him and he has to win her back. They all had the same plot, didn't they?
Yeah.
They always had a cool side friend, and they all had really good soundtracks.
They did. Kevin Smith seems to have this really.
This sounds like it would be on one of them films.
Yeah, Kevin Smith is one that's always confused me.
What the fuck happened to Kevin Smith, man?
Mate.
Yeah,
he hasn't been good for a long. Yeah. We should do that, man. We should do a Kevin Smith movie.
When did Kevin Smith become such a fucking bitch?
Yeah, since he lost the weight.
And it's like, Kevin, they're not going to give you a Star Wars film, mate. Please.
Nah, just
stop
just
sucking up to them.
Yeah, just stop.
You should have. I think, especially now in retrospect, they should have given that to Kevin Smith. He would have fucking smashed it.
Yeah.
But you're not going to direct a Marvel film, and you're not going to direct a Disney film. Please, stop fucking crying.
Yeah.
Saying how good they are. It's fucking terrible to watch.
Yeah, because it's not good.
Yeah, you used to be, And none of that, you would have been the first one to call them out on all this bullshit that they're doing as well.
You used to be a leader.
Yeah. And it's only a matter of time before some self-righteous prick watches one of your old films and decides to cancel you.
Yeah, you're going to get cancelled, and you're going to get cancelled over Chasing Amy, of all things.
Yeah, or even some of the stuff said in Clerks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking hell, Kevin. Get it together. Fuck's sake. Anyway, yeah. Right, Serial Wars. Anything you want to add?
Again, it's such a strange song for the album. I know we talked about it, it's already followed I Want to Get a Mohawk, which is kind of comical, but at least it does, as you say, it highlights the future of the hot topic and shit like that. This is probably the strangest one. Like,
it's like you're really angry about cereal.
Yeah, like what? When you were in the studio or like your rehearsal room, and you were kind of saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm loving this riff. I could really talk about cereal over it."
I think he's basically saying, like, I want a good, fun kid cereal, but you're giving me all this muesli and healthy shit. Yeah. I think it was something to do with that. But it's like, but you became a vegan, so you basically embraced it.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea. I'd like to know what retrospectively they think about the song Serial Wars.
Well, I mean, they must have had a sense of humour about it. It was meant to be a...
Yeah, it's obviously a tongue-in-cheek song, and that's not what AFI are known for at any point after this album.
I don't know, you seem a bit bewildered.
yeah, it's one that still gets me to this day. Like, it's not a bad song. Like, as you say, competently, musically, it's great. Lyrically, what are they doing?
How many songs were originally on this album? Because I've got 15 songs and it's about 40 minutes. So when you said it was 28 minutes earlier.
You're probably the last track. Look at the song length on that.
Yeah, but still. I went 15 minutes.
That's because there's a big silence on it.
What, you wouldn't get that on YouTube though, would you?
Yeah, probably.
Oh well. Okay.
The Mother in Me. I love the guitar intro.
Good guitar on this.
Very scratchy. This wouldn't feel out of place on the first Rise Against album.
No, yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah,
It's, you know, nice bass. It doesn't really focus on the bass, but when you listen to it, you can see that he is exploring quite a lot. It's not just following guitar; he's all over the gaff. This is like lyric-wise, it's very kind of middle-y AFI, isn't it?
yeah, you can see what's coming as well though with the old whoa choruses and things like that.
Yeah. I think this is Davey embracing lyrically what he loves and putting it towards a song that works. Like this song would probably work quite well on The Art of Drowning as well, with a little bit more production and a little bit more time in the cooker. This song could be reworked to something.
Yeah, they could have, sort of revisited it, re-recorded it, and kind of added that
darkness almost.
To it. Yeah.
A good track. I like that track. It's a forgettable one, but it is a great one. Rizzo in the Box, man. I love this track. That is just so punk. Even down to kind of the 4x4 intro, the guitar follows it, and obviously on the bass line. It's really good. Lyrically, this is kind of standard angry punk.
Yeah, but I like the good vocal, like it's just a rant, isn't it?
Yeah. It feels quite abrupt changing from verse to chorus, though. It's almost as if they had a verse and it worked well, and they had a chorus and it worked well, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just put these together." It's very kind of, we're going from this time. Oh, now we're on this time frame, and I don't know, man. I feel like it was just two songs kind of squashed together. Not that it's a bad track at all. It's just that's how it feels to me.
It fits nicely on the album, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Nyquil. Do you know what Nyquil is?
I've got Rizzo Kung Fu Devil.
Oh, have you?
Let's go to Nyquil. No,
you're right. Rizzo in the Box was the one we just listened to, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kung Fu Devil is the next one. Sorry, that was my fault.
This has obviously got the sample from Reservoir Dogs, which
ties into the album cover.
Yeah, exactly. Odd sample.
Yeah. But that was funny that at the beginning of that that was good, that little discussion in the coffee
it's a pivotal scene
at the beginning.
Pivotal
scene. Donna's big dick money.
God knows what.
Obi-Wan. Fucking Charlie Chan.
But yeah, do you tip?
That was a good little, yeah. I thought we had a good point, actually.
Yeah.
It was different though in America because you started getting a load of people in England going, "Yeah, I tip."
Yeah.
It's a bit different in. You had a point here because they had a minimum wage here. They don't have minimum wage here.
That's right. They can just be paid.
It's a hell of a lot. They work on the tips, but the food's cheaper here. I think the service charges are food.
Yeah.
It was a good brand.
Yeah.
There's a good line in that as well because you can apply that to other arguments. It's like, look, give me a petition, I'll sign it. Give me a vote, I'll vote it. But I'm not fucking playing ball.
Yeah. Yeah, great track actually. I really like this. This is a good song on the album. Not particularly AFI at all. This is just
hardcore punk though, isn't
it? Yeah, exactly. This is not a song where you'd go, "Oh, I can see where they come from this. I can see this was a standard hardcore punk track that worked well on the album." But if Fury 66 had wrote this, it'd be no different. There's nothing about this song that is AFI.
Fury 66, that rings a bell.
That is the guy who then went on for Snapcase.
Right, okay, yeah.
Paper Champion.
I know they're a fan. I know you're a big fan of. I can pretty much see their album cover. It's a black cover, isn't it?
It's got like a scarred star is their big one, or there's a car crash one.
I remember.
Yeah.
66 from back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I've lost track. Is it Your Name Here?
Your Name Here. I like this. I like this one. This is your standard decent skate punk band. The intro's that nice little and then the bass comes in.
Yeah. He basically just rolls, doesn't it?
Yeah, it works well. This would probably work well as a single. It's got this is one of the few tracks where the guitar's doing something interesting, actually.
Yeah.
You know, there's that kind of riff in the beginning.
You've got a good little chanty bit in there as well, ain't you? I remember.
Yeah. This is very like hardcore punk, but you can also tell that this is very AFI I as well, even though the lyrics don't work in what current AFI write about.
No, still completely. You know,
this still fits with the way they compose and the way he bounces during the words.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very strange album, isn't it?
It's strange compared to what they would go on to become, and it's like, when did the whole the gothic thing really come out? You know, because he's kind of still got it, like image-wise, on the.
Yeah, he's got that devil hot.
He's got the devil lock. Yeah, it's like he was obviously into it, but at what point?
And they spoke about the Misfits, you know, but.
I remember when I first found out about AFI, someone said to me, "Oh, yeah, they're basically just a knockoff of the Misfits."
Mm.
You know, I don't agree with that, by the way. I mean, they're clearly influenced by it, but they definitely have their own thing.
They're massively two separate bands. You can't say AFI. AFI probably wouldn't have existed without the Misfits, 100%. But they ain't a knockoff.
Yeah.
It's like saying Mortal Kombat's a knockoff of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
It don't work like that way. They've taken the influences there and definitely made their own niche from it. Nyquil, I think this is one of the more AFI tracks on there, lyric-wise.
Do you know what Nyquil is?
Is it a sleeping?
It's a medicine they have in America.
Yeah.
Apparently it's like proper thick, like syrup.
Yeah.
And it's bright green.
Okay.
And apparently it's just like a one cure-all medicine. Like, it doesn't matter what's the matter with you. Just take it. Take a few spoonfuls of Nyquil and then you're done.
And you're sorted. Okay.
And, yeah.
I've never thought about that. I think
there was a thing as well, like alcoholics. If they've only got a little bit of money, they just buy bottles of Nyquil.
Oh, really? Legends.
Like if you're clearly a hobo or clearly think,
and
you're in a pharmacy buying Nyquil, they're like, no, we're not selling you that. We know. Yeah. So, and funny enough, this hardcore punks wrote a song about it, so I can't be far off.
Yeah. I think lyrically this is very AFI. It's very kind of dark. It's not particularly gothic, but it's very much like.
I mean, the goth thing just hasn't. It's just not there, is it? This is a hardcore band with a goth singer.
Yeah.
And pretty cool song.
Yeah, I like this song. It's a good track. Next, Don't Make Me Ill.
Oh, this is the one with the sample, isn't it?
This is the comic strip sample. Fuck off! Very British. I love it.
Yeah, can you not swear? That's always the best one as well, isn't it? When you start, that's a way of stalling someone. Can you not swear, please?
Yeah.
Or fucking bleep it out. I'd like to watch that and see exactly what they were talking about. But yeah, it is mad that this.
It's actually a tour van.
California sees this British woman.
Yeah, they're talking about a tour van because I've seen that. Because I had the comic strip
So he
DVD box
Bad
set.
News, didn't they? Which was like another version of Spinal Tap.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't particularly good.
Spinal Tap for its money.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I can't hear you, mate.
Still there?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Sorry.
I was just saying that, like, I don't know. Not everyone's heard of Spinal Tap. Bad News.
Mate, your audio's dropping.
Really? Not heard about it really. On the microphone or anything. So,
yeah. Okay, we'll just continue and hopefully it'll. Yeah. Yeah. As you said, yeah, it's very kind of Spinal Tap. I think made it big, but then that is that the movie? This is Spinal Tap or something.
It don't matter. We'll move on.
Yeah.
But this song is pretty fun. I like the old. No one's gonna tell me I'm
gonna do it my way. No
but then
one's gonna tell me how to get it done.
They speed it up.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah,
that is so nice. That yeah. When they decide, fuck it, I'm gonna double tap that. Yeah.
Now,
I like
Open
that.
Your Eyes is a cool thing.
It's a cover, right?
Oh, is it? Okay. Who's the original? I didn't know this was a cover.
I might be wrong. The Circus Tents.
Fuck knows who they are.
Well, I'll tell you, just off the top of my head, I'm just having a think about this, and I think the Circus Tents were an American band active from 1989 to 1993 from Grass Valley, California, United States. It consisted of Matt Wedgley as the lead vocalist, John Snortland on drums, Chad Cox on bass, and Scott Pickering and Jeff Jones on guitar.
Oh, that's amazing that you just
off the top of my head, did you? And in 2018 they got back together. Did you know that?
No,
with the Force. Okay, I know the Force.
What I was going to say about this song though is that Davey starts doing some screaming.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know why you saved this for the last song, mate. This album could have benefited from a bit of that, and it would have suited the basic hardcore form that they're doing as well.
Yeah.
A few more,
exactly.
that would have suited this album to the T. He's still going to have done the snotty lyrics. He's still going to have done the singing, but a few more screams massively benefit.
Yeah, this really vocally shows where he can go.
Yeah.
From that age, it almost feels like there's more than one singer on that song, on that track, and I've always wondered if there are.
I even wondered, was there even guest vocals on it?
And I looked into it, and I can't find any evidence that there is.
He never really did the scream.
I'm sorry, mate. Can you repeat that?
I'm saying Davey Havok never really did the screaming.
On the next album, actually, he does another cover where he screams, "Here's your lesson for today. Today's lesson. You better listen up real fucking good." That track.
Oh, wow.
That's a really good one where he does scream. But also, one of the later songs that he's done on, I think it's like track 2 on that Miss Murder song is called Kill Caustic. And I think I was telling you about it. Like, that was the last time I really considered them as AFI. He screams in that. And his vocals in Kill Caustic are good. Listen to Kill Caustic. Kill Caustic. Okay. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to it eventually anyway.
We are. Yeah. And you're going to love that track. And then you're just going to feel disappointed for the remaining 14 tracks. But... Open Your Eye. I love this song. I had no idea at the time it was a cover. Why would I? Because we didn't have the internet back then.
No.
I wouldn't have fucking known who the Circus Tents are.
No.
I still don't. I've never bothered listening to them. I doubt that they've got anything on YouTube. YouTube Music. Oh, they fucking do. They've got tracks, but you can't actually look at them.
Fuck it, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to listen to them to find out how close it was.
And then you've got a couple of bonus tracks at the end. Is it one track? High School Hero.
Yeah.
Just
shit.
as, yeah.
I hate it.
It's just a sarcastic song about wanting to be a high school football hero.
Yeah, but considering Davey was probably, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Davey was bullied at school, right?
Well, he certainly wasn't a popular kid, was he? But...
Exactly. This is probably his kind of rage back, considering this was like 95, apparently, this was written. So he would have been probably in that. And he's probably saying, you know, they're all jocks, they're dumb.
Yeah.
And, you know, but just, this is probably the song that's aged the worst in their entire catalogue, just because subjectively it's shit.
It is only a bonus track. I mean, it's a hidden track, isn't it? So you can kind of let it off.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, as you say, you've got a couple of little bits. I really need to go toilet, man. Can we have a quick 2 seconds?
No, we're going to finish it. We're at the end. We're at the end.
I'm going to go. I need to go. Sing.
I'm just going to say... Oh, well, Percy's gone off. We're come to the end of the album, so when he does come back, we're going to wrap things up. But yeah, I think this is going to be the start of a new series. So if you are an AFI fan, you can carry on with us. It may even piss you off at some point with some of the stuff we're going to say. But yeah, I was really bewildered when I saw this new stuff by him. It was just like, I'm all for evolution. I'm all for change if you pull it off. But yeah, it was just really weird seeing this new stuff. It was just totally unrecognisable to the bands that I used to listen to all those years ago. And I dread to think how long ago that was actually. But Black Sails in the fucking hell, yeah, it's coming up to 20 years. Black Sails in the Sunset and The Art of Drowning, those two albums to me are fantastic. And just a real great fusion of that sort of gothic. So was it Bahal or whatever? I can't remember that band that did Bela Lugosi's Dead, but you got The Cure, Joy Division, you know, that sort of stuff. Sisters of Mercy with hardcore punk, and it just fused together perfectly.
Oh mate, sorry, that was awful. I needed to go.
No worries. I was just saying how AFI, they were a perfect fusion of hardcore and punk with that gothic subculture, i.e. Sisters of Mercy, The Cure. Who's the band that did Bela Lugosi's Dead? I forget what they're called. I can't. I know how to spell it, but not how to pronounce it. But
Bahless.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know that song.
Gothic was kind of like a sub thing of punk anyway, wasn't it? Kind of Susie and the Banshees kind of went from like a punk band into like this gothic thing later on as they went on.
And obviously, I think there's that small band, the Misfits, as well.
Well, yeah, there's that. And rockabilly always had like a bit of a goth thing, like tingent to it, didn't it? And of the Damned, the singer of the Damned always dressed like a vampire, didn't he? Looked like
I mean, even down to Social Distortion, he had a kind of almost gothic twinge, didn't he?
I don't know a lot about that band actually.
I only know the hits. I've never bothered listening to them.
Yeah.
They're not a bad band. Like from what I've heard, they're all right. I've never given them the time of day, really. Perhaps I should.
I thought they were like one of the cornerstone punk bands, no?
Yeah, apparently they are, but, you know, they're just one of those bands that I never invested in, and therefore I've got no real opinion on.
Yeah. Right, should we start wrapping up then?
Yeah, so as an album, how do you rate it?
I think I summed it up earlier. I think it's a good, solid debut. It's got lots of energy, lots of hunger, lots of... that sort of naive spirit that a good debut album has. The band hasn't fully found their feet yet, but the groundwork's there. Yeah, it's not set the world on fire, but
I think it definitely edged them out in the local scene. 100%.
Edged them out in the local scene, definitely. And you know, the best is definitely yet to come, but it's nice to see this at the beginning, and you can kind of see little glimpses of what's to come. There's little hints here and there.
Yeah.
But no, I've enjoyed it. In fact, this has made me want to really reinvestigate AFI, and I might even start buying the older albums.
Yeah.
Because all I've got Black Sails in the Sunset. I've got The Art of Drowning, and I think I've got that All Hallows Eve EP. Yep. I think that's all I've got. Yeah. So yeah, I might have to do a bit of searching. Yeah. But no, I've enjoyed it. I have enjoyed this album. It's not a perfect album, far from it, but it's enjoyable, definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next album. Looking at the track list for the next one, I can't see anything particularly stand out wise. I think Theory of Revolution is a good track, but I'm looking forward to kind of, as I say, I haven't listened to Very Proud of You in a long time, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well,
sweet. I enjoyed this album. I love it. I think, you know, it fits well with what they do.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Congratulations if you made it to the end.
Yeah. Sorry for rambling again.
It's always good to talk with my good friend Percy. It's always that's the album review is just the sort of anchor to bring us back. But yeah, we don't see each other as often as we used to, so we always end up taking little trips down memory lane and diverging onto different subjects. But I think that makes a good little podcast anyway. You never quite know where we're going to go. So yeah, I've enjoyed this. We're going to be going through I think we're going to make our way through AFI's back catalogue.
Yeah, I reckon we might. I don't know when their newest album's out, but it's possible that it will tie in.
Well, we'd have to be pretty regimented, but it can be done. Yeah. So, I'm only doing I'm only working basically Friday, Saturday, Sunday this as well. So I'm off next week. Like the whole week, 7 days I've got off. So if you wanted to do something then, we'll talk about that at the end anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, right. Thanks a lot for watching this, everyone. I hope you had a bit of fun. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Catch you later, guys.
Nightmare Cabin.
Thanks.